functions lean on Montecito Bank and Trust to help them with their financial needs, night of events. And I know volunteering is very important to the bank.
It is very important, and it really is a corporate culture. It started with Mr. Tobes many years ago and is, of course, fully embedded in the DNA of the bank through Janet Garufas and now George Lease. And one of the things I'm fortunate enough to do because of my role in wealth management is I consult with a lot of the nonprofits just as a resource on planned giving. And planned giving is the component of your estate plan where you're actually giving things to charity.
If people want to get a hold of you, they can reach you at Montecito Bank and Trust.
They can.
And we'll give out that phone number here in just a little bit. And Suzi Schomer, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. Absolutely,
we
my
appreciate
pleasure.
It. You are listening to KZSB 1290 AM. I'm Catherine Raymock along with Jane Walker-Wood, and we will be right back.
What's that?
This? The newest online business banking around.
Can you initiate wires and approve transfers?
Yes.
Pay bills?
Check.
Cash management?
Of course.
All business, all online, all on your phone.
You bet. My computer, too. It's Montecito Bank and Trust's new business online banking. It works as hard as I do.
Huh. Montecito Bank and Trust.
You got it. Montecito Bank and Trust. Behind every great community is a great bank. Montecito.bank. Member FDIC.
Hi, I'm Dan Farrick, Managing Director of the Impact Hub Santa Barbara. Come visit us and find out why co-working spaces are booming. Our 2 locations in the Funk Zone and downtown Santa Barbara offer private offices, permanent desks, and a variety of co-working memberships starting as low as $60 a month. Mention Co-work Radio when you book our tour, and we'll give you 10% off your first 6 months of membership. Join a community where you can live and work smart. Go to ImpactHubSB.com or call 284-0078 to find out more.
Hi, it's Catherine Raymock. Are you buying or selling a home? See Compass Realtor Terry Ryken. I went to Terry because of his reputation and experience, but was quickly taken by his genuine enthusiasm. It's that combination that truly sets him apart. Terry specializes in properties in Montecito, Hope Ranch, Santa Barbara, and Santa Ynez Valley, and has 39 years of experience as an agent and broker. There are so many realtors to choose from, but only one Terry Ryken. Find out for yourself. Google search Terry Ryken. UCSB Arts and Lectures presents Dr. Nadine Burke-Harris, April 16th at Campbell Hall. Burke-Harris's groundbreaking research on the biologic effects of childhood adversity, from stress responses and growth rates to diabetes, heart disease, and more, reveals how deeply the body can be imprinted and what can be done to break the cycle. This event is open to the public. No advance tickets are required. Learn more at artsandlectures.ucsb.edu.
Welcome to Cowork Radio on KZSB 1290 AM. I'm Jane Walker-Wood.
And I'm Catherine Raymock.
We are a show all about the modern entrepreneur, and each week we interview 2 company founders. And we're here right now with Jamie Lerner, who is an architect by trade, and he is the founder of Union Coworking down in San Diego area with 5 locations. How are you doing, Jamie?
Hey, good.
And thank you for coming all this way.
Thanks for having me. It's actually Miller.
Oh, Miller.
Not a big deal.
Okay, that is actually a pretty big deal.
Who
as
is
a matter
Jamie Lerner?
I don't.
How did that happen? I was looking online at your beautiful facilities, and we've seen a lot of co-working facilities, Jane and I. I love that each one is different, and yet there's a similar feel to it. So tell me about how this first launched. What was your first one? Venture.
Yeah, the first one was really just driven for my own use. Mm-hmm. I'm an architect by trade, and so I was working from home, and I had a kid, and that drove me out of the home to work. So I rented a building, and that was really the start of it.
So just for yourself?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's wild. Had other co-working facilities started? And was this sort of in the beginning of the trend?
This?
It was 7 years ago, and there were other co-working spaces, but it was definitely sort of at the beginning of this new movement.
Yeah, it really took off during the recession in 08 and 09.
Yeah, which is interesting because everyone's wondering if it's going to last through the next recession.
Now, did you rent a building and then you were subletting out areas to cover some of the costs?
It was a small building by the comparison to today's sort of like co-working world. But yeah, it was about 3,000 feet, and I rented it out to complementary businesses, people who could work with me in my business, which was architecture.
Oh, that's great,
so it's structural engineer, civil engineer. So it was a lot easier for me to get responses from all those people. And how about now? Is this a full time running 5 of them? Yeah. So I'm not I'm an architect at heart, I guess. But as far as my job goes, I'm no longer a full-time architect. I run this full-time.
How important are the aesthetics, though, to you? They must still be. The buildings are beautiful.
Yeah, I think it's important no matter what in my life. So,
when you first began this, you're talking about, I think, what a lot of people associate it with co-working with, which is, a startup entrepreneur type person or somebody that works on their own. But we've started to see a trend in companies moving in and larger. Are you starting to see that too? So what is the makeup of what's your demographic?
Yeah, I think a smattering of sort of all of the above, which is really my goals and interest, is to have everything from students to Fortune 500s mixing together. As far as corporate clients go, yes. Yeah. But, we only have 5 locations, and as we grow, I think the value proposition grows and provides more value for larger companies. So we'll see more, I think, as we get more locations.
I saw that one of the things that you do offer is also outdoor co-working space as well. Really important. There are several in town that have that as well.
Yeah.
But also,
and it's interesting. You think it would be a natural thing in California, but yet it isn't. And Catherine and I were in Paris. Was that like 2 years ago? And they had great outdoor co-working with umbrellas that generated the electricity so you could charge your phone.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Anything like that.
Do you have that at all your facilities? And how?
Yeah, I think it's sort of a planned thing, but it's also a natural thing in California. The difficulty is getting outdoor space if you're an urban infill location. So you have to create it.
You also want to keep people healthy, and so to that end, you encourage them to either bike or walk in. A lot of these your facilities are in neighborhoods and shower facilities. So was that something that sort of came out of requests or?
No, it was really driven from my own experience and my own wants in creating a new brand, which was being an option for people who could or wanted to walk or bike to work. So it actually was the ethos from which we were coming. As opposed to trying to attract those people, we just decided we were going to be for those people.
Now, it's interesting. I was reading this week that now WeWork is going to 6 out of 10 offices are going to be dog-friendly, and I was reading about all these other pet-friendly places. And Catherine told me that she saw online that you're pet-friendly.
Oh, yeah. Bunnies, dogs.
Now,
bunnies.
How does that work? Is there a liability where you have to pay more insurance? Do you make the dogs pass a test?
No, that would be fun. But no, I just allow animals as long as they're nice.
So how do you say if you have somebody whose animal isn't nice? Well, how do because everybody's like their child, everybody thinks.
Yeah, it just kind of works out. And co-working is kind of interesting that way, that whatever the issue is, it normally actually gets resolved by the community, which is an interesting
And is this
concept.
a big benefit? Because I know a lot of people who are now in coffee shops are thinking about co-working. And I would think this is a huge benefit for them, that they could bring their dog. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And it is, we did have a bunny in an office, and it was cool. It actually started a romantic relationship for 2 people.
Oh, I thought you were going to say with the dog.
Who ended up getting married last year.
Okay, how did it start a romantic relationship? I need to know. Hopping back and forth from one to the other?
This poor dude from London who was depressed in San Diego, I don't know why, but he was depressed, and this is actually, I'm I'm retelling the story he told at his wedding, which was he felt like he was clinically depressed, and this woman had a bunny that she brought to work. He ran into her and the bunny. It opened his eyes to a whole new world. And not only did it change his life romantically and as far as a family structure goes, but he, I guess he adopted the bunny. But he also said that he wasn't depressed. And I remember seeing him before and after meeting both of those animals, his future wife and the bunny.
Well, there are a lot of studies on how animals do help with depression. They're starting to bring them in with the prisons now. And
yeah. So,
but a bunny, was the bunny like off leash? I've just never heard of somebody traveling with a bunny.
You can train them, yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think it's odd and awkward. But at
You
the
don't want to
same
do that
time,
in
it's a
France
little
because
bit-
they eat
it's-
rabbit there. So
Right.
now you also have had a coffee shop, a number of other businesses. Do you feel like you were trying different businesses and now this one is stuck, or are you going to keep trying a whole bunch of different things?
No, I mean, it's exhausting to try different things. This is the third business that I've started. Actually, it's the first of the three sort of formal businesses I've started since then. But yes, a coffee concept brand that is actually opening next week, and then a furniture company that I'm a part of. And
So these are all current.
yeah. Yep.
So what do you do with all your downtime?
Yeah.
Try to come
Doesn't
see us
sound
in
like-
San Diego. I mean, Santa Barbara.
Union Cowork is unique, I thought, also in you have great branding, first of all, and you have merchandise of your own, which I think is interesting. Haven't seen that with a lot of other co-working facilities. Was that something that you decided that you was important to sort of help to brand you, or how did the merchandise portion come?
You know, I guess it's all a part of the brand building. You know, it's funny because logo, I was thinking on the way down here, Channel Surf, is that from Santa Barbara Channel, or what's the
Channel, yes.
surfboards?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I just remember when I was 12 in Canada growing up, and I really cared about brands, and they were all California brands, Quicksilver, and so I think it actually goes back to that. I care a lot about brand, and so building the brand included having items you
And
could
are you
wear.
designing those items yourself?
Yeah, you know, I design them with sort of our head branding person, but you know, it's kind of an organic movement for me.
What is your prediction for what's happening in co-working? Because we've been hearing nothing but the numbers are going to be going up, and then I heard you say something kind of contrary to that a little bit ago. But what's your vision for how this is growing?
Which part was contrary?
You had said something about you're not sure where we are with the co-working.
Oh,
the
no,
numbers.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
But people question the recession. I
Okay.
was noting it's interesting that it did start, this current movement sort of started in the last recession, and that people wonder now.
Yeah, see, people
what's
wonder
gonna
now
happen
with full
this.
employment.
Right.
But a lot of corporations are starting to put their employees there while they decide whether to extend their leases.
Yeah.
So there's other uses of co-working that
Yeah,
people didn't
and
think about before.
Yeah. So I think it's definitely going to continue. People are going to continue to be able to work wherever they want. And I think people are going to continue to want to work near home, but not in their homes necessarily. So, yeah, I think it's here for a while.
The 24/7 is an interesting concept too, because not everybody works on the same work schedule. Do you have a lot of people coming in at all hours at your co-working facilities?
Yeah, I saw a Bitcoin currency owner leaving last night when I was at one of our locations at midnight. And, yeah, it's awesome. It makes the spaces safer, actually, and because no one knows when anyone's there. And if anyone's there, they're overlooking the space. They care. So, yeah, it's definitely important for us.
How do you manage, five different locations? Do you just have good managers in place, or are you going from place to place? Is that important to you?
Amazing people who work with us, and
In
they're
case
my
any of them are listening now.
teammates.
Yeah, they really are. I met them. He brought them up to meet us
they're
all.
amazing people. And they give a damn, you know, and that's a big part of it. if you care about what you do or if you care about your community,
Absolutely.
you'll probably do a lot more to make it awesome.
And you played basketball all